Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Chair Pilates. I'm Nina. I'm your instructor. This is the June 5th class. So, because we are very well into the semester, you know what we need. Your strap, if you have one, a long tie, a towel, or nothing at all, just use your own body. Also, if you want to get your handheld weights, if you have those, or water bottles, or canned goods that fit comfortably in your hands, or just use your own body resistance. You know what to do. You've been here for a while. So make sure you have your chair and make sure you have water. You want to have water before, during if necessary, and after. If you're one of my students, remember to let me know that you were here. I'm keeping attendance for the college, and so you've been doing that, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all of your updates, and I just appreciate it. Appreciate hearing from you. You can send those updates about your attendance directly to my email, or you can just leave me a comment here at YouTube, and I'll see that you were here in the class, and I'll make sure that all the records are up to date. So again, we're going to get started. The next time you see me, I will be seated. I trust that everyone's doing well, and now you're nice and seated comfortably. And I'm going to start out with alignment, as we always do. Let's get your feet about hip width apart, your toes pointed forward. You want to flatten your feet onto the floor. Your spine is straight. Your shoulders are underneath your ears. Abdominal muscles are tight. And we always start out by relaxing. So it's important that you bring your thoughts into the present moment. Try not to think about anything except what we're doing here in the class today. And we know that we want to start using our breath to start relaxing. So just breathe in, making sure that you get as much into the lower lobes of your lungs as possible. And you exhale fully as well. And each time you inhale and you exhale, you're relaxing from the top of your heads all the way down to the soles of your feet. And we'll take a few more seconds. Keep going, just breathing in and out, relaxing those shoulders. Wonderful. Pressing firmly into your seats. And I think we can start now. So I'm just going to ask you to lift both heels. Just lift both heels off of the floor, all the way past the balls of your feet, onto the toe joints. Let's lower those heels. And we lift. And let's lower. Let's lift again. Abdominal muscles are tight. And you're lifting. And you're lowering. And we'll do two more. Lift all the way up on those toes. Let's do one more. Wonderful. Check your posture. Why don't you lift that right leg? Allow those toes to point toward the ceiling. It's not necessary that you lift that leg too high, just enough to feel your muscles are activated. And we're just going to hold this right here. And then let's bend the knee and lower the right foot. And let's lift it again. And let's lower. And we lift. And we lower. And we lift. And we lower. We'll do one more. And we lift. And we lower. Now let's move to the left side. Check your posture. Lift that left leg. Toes are pointed toward the ceiling. Bend the knee and lower the left foot. And you lift. And you lower. Two more. Lift. And lower. One more. Lift. And we lower. Wonderful. Always checking your posture. And once you feel like you're comfortable, you may want to come forward a little bit on your chair. We're going to extend the right leg forward. This time the heel of the right foot is in the floor. The toes are pointed toward the ceiling. And we're just going to stretch that leg forward, Maintaining our posture. Left foot is still flat on the floor, holding this posture. Just hold this posture and bring that right foot back into position. Same thing on the left side. Just extend your left leg forward. Left toes are pointed toward the ceiling. Hold that. And then we'll come back to the right side. And we hold it there and then bring it back, left side. One more on the right side. Nice stretch. Nice warm up for the body. And the left side. Stretch. Left side. And you're back here. And both feet are now together. You've checked your posture. Again, always repositioning yourself as necessary. Bring that right knee up. Again, it's not necessary to bring the right knee up that high. Just enough to feel that there's a slight stretch and an activation of muscles. And we hold it here. Then we'll lower that right foot. Bring the left up. And we lower the left. Let's do the same thing on the right. Once again. And left side. And one more on the right. Feel those lower abdominal muscles as well. And one more on the left. And lower the left. Good. Feet are nice and flat on the floor again. You're nice and safe and balanced in your chair before we move to the next. All right. So let's inhale up. Let's stretch forward. The right and left arms are stretched forward. Palms are facing. Hold the stretch here. Open the arms wide, please. As you're opening up your arms nice and wide, you're feeling that your chest opens as well. Then you bring those fingertips together and you round your shoulders, you round your thoracic spine. Nice C shape. And then you open up the chest. As you're opening up the chest, you're lifting up the chest. Arms are wide. And then we round forward again. Nice C. Fingertips are together. Inhale, open up the arms. Open up the chest. Lift up that chest. And round forward. And again. Nice inhale. Get as much to the lower lobes of the lungs as possible. Let's exhale. And now the arms open up wide. Let's hold them here. Turn the palms down towards the floor, towards the earth. Bring the arms back to your side. Back to your sides. Arms come back up again. This time I'm going to ask you to fold forward. So you're just going to fold forward. Bring your chest as close to the quadriceps as possible. Fold forward. Stretching forward. This is good for your back, your lower back. And bring the arms behind you. Now the palms are going to face up toward the ceiling, toward the heavens. Just lift up only as high as you feel comfortable. Only do what is good for your body. Forward again. Palms are facing. Stretch forward. Bring those arms behind you. Lift up. Forward. Stretch forward. Arms come behind. Palms are facing up once again. Lift up. Last time forward. Stretch. And last time back. Lift. Lift your torso. Arms come back to your sides. Wonderful, wonderful. Now press down. Press down towards the earth. Release. Press down towards the floor. Release. We're pulling those shoulders down. Press down. And one more. Press down. Good. So get repositioned in your chair if you would, because we're going to lift both arms and this time both legs. Toes are pointed toward the ceiling. Hold that. Let's rotate the wrist and the ankles. It's an outward rotation. Remember, you take a break whenever you need to take a break. Please stop here and let's reverse that rotation. so that the toes and the fingers are moving toward the midline of the body. Abdominal muscles are still tight. We're still in alignment. Let's stop here, please. Now let's flex, flexing the fingers and the toes. Let's point, flex, and point. We flex, and we point, flex, point. One more, flex, and you point. Lower your feet back down to the floor. Slide them up towards your body. Come back into alignment. How are you feeling? Wonderful. So now what we're going to do is a little bit of spine rotation. Inhale up, palms come together, down the midline of the body. Hands come right here to chest level. Hold it here, and let's rotate. To the right, center, to the left. Center, to the right, center, left, and center, right, center, left, center. Wonderful. Arms come back up, overhead, release, and bring those arms back down to your sides. How are you feeling? I know. Good. You should be nice and warm. Let's work on the shoulders a little bit. You ready? Inhale up with me. Inhale. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Get the shoulders as close to your ears as possible. Pull them back as far as possible, and then pull them down towards the floor. So it's a nice inhale up and back and down. So now you may be moving your shoulders a little faster or a little slower than I am. You inhale up, pull back and down. One more in this direction, and back and down. As I've shared with you in the classes, if I'm moving a little slower than you prefer, please move a little faster. If I'm moving a little faster than you prefer, please move a little slower. Take a break whenever you need to. So we're going to reverse that rotation. Up, inhale. Bring the shoulders forward now and down. Up and forward and down. Up and forward and down. Two more. Up and forward and down. Last one. Inhale up. Pull the shoulders forward and pull them down. That is so good for the shoulders. Helps with the flow of that synovial fluid. Let's get back centered. Once you're centered, without moving your shoulders, please don't move your shoulders. The only thing we're going to move is our heads. So, without moving your shoulders, tilt your head so that your right ear is coming towards your right shoulder. Please don't move your shoulder. And then you come back to center. Again, keeping your shoulders stable. The left ear will tilt towards the left shoulder. Back to center. Let's do the same thing on the right again. Be mindful of the controlled movements of your head. Back to center on the left. So you're feeling a nice stretch on the right side of the neck now. Back to center. As you bring the right ear to the right shoulder, there's a nice stretch on the left side of the neck. Back to center. One more on the left. As you bring that left ear to the left shoulder, the right side of the neck is stretched. Then you come back to center. You bring the right ear to the right shoulder, and the left side of the neck is stretched. Wonderful. Now we need to stretch our cervical spine, which is the back of the neck. Just bring your chin to your chest. Get your chin as close to your chest as possible. You'll feel the stretch in the back of your neck. That's your cervical spine. Nice stretch. And then you bring the head back up gently. And let's do that again. Just bring the chin to the chest. And you lift up. And again, bring the chin to the chest. And you lift up. And we're just going to do one more. And you lift up. Wonderful. Now I'm going to get myself positioned in my chair a little bit better. And we're going to stretch the front of the neck. So we have stretched the right side, the left side, and the back, which is the cervical spine. Tilt your head back just a little bit, please. And as you tilt back, you'll feel the front of your neck stretch. And then you just come back to neutral. Let's tilt back again. Back to neutral. And we'll tilt back one more. back to neutral. Good. Move your shoulders around a little bit if you would, helping the synovial fluid. And let's just open and close our fist so that we're getting the synovial fluid to flow and circulate well in the joints of the fingers. So you want to move them, and you move them in a way that you are getting each joint to move, and that you're making sure that you're moving all fingers. Good. And then you shake the wrist just a little bit, getting everything nice and warmed up, helping these fluids in the body to flow well. Good, 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 good. So before we stand, I'm just going to share with anyone who just needs a reminder. Please know that continuing the entire class seated is perfectly fine. We do have some standing exercises, so if you want to stand, please do. Maybe you stand for a little and then you sit. Whatever works for you. This is a very flexible class. The important thing is that we're moving and that we're starting to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Okay, but before we stand, get repositioned in your chair. We're going to do a little bit more of that spinal rotation. This time we're going to do it by lifting our feet off of the floor, alternating. So we're going to be alternating, bringing the elbow to the opposite knee. So it'll look like this. You lift and you twist. You lift and you twist. You lift and you twist, okay? So get very positioned in your chair in a way that you feel balanced. And then once you feel like you're nice and stable and balanced, lift your left knee first and twist, and you bring that right elbow. Again, you decide the pace that works for you. So if I'm moving a little faster than you want to move, then you just slow down the pace. And remember, this is not about touching the knee to the elbow or the elbow to the knee. This is about twisting your torso, and the elbows are leading. Now we're going to do 4 more. A right and a left is 1. Take a break if you need to. 3 and 4. Good. Back to center. Bring those arms back. I think we're nice and warmed up. So I think it's time for us to stand. If you're going to remain seated, as I said, fine. But the next time you see me, I'll be standing. Wonderful. Now that we're behind our chairs, please hold on to your chair lightly. And we're just going to raise our heels, both heels off the floor at the same time. Then as you bring the heels back to the floor, you lift your toes. And you want to press. You'll feel the hamstrings and the glutes as you press back. Abs are still tight. And you press back. So you feel those hamstrings. You feel the quadriceps as well. And you feel other muscles as well, even muscles in your arms and muscles all over the body. But you'll know that you've pressed back far enough because you really feel those hamstrings stretch. And as you come up on the toes, you feel those gastrocnemius muscles, your calf muscles. And we just want to inhale up, abs are tight. Exhale back, stretch. Inhale up. Exhale back. Let's do 4 more. It's 1, 2. That's 3. And that's the last one. On this last one, you just lower your toes, bring your body back up, and then we're just going to do some knee lifts. And we're going to begin with that right knee. So lift and lower. Lift and lower. You decide how high you're going to lift your knees. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You decide how fast you're going to move. Right and left. It's a very simple movement, but you'll feel your lower abdominal muscles working as well. And you keep going. You're lifting and lowering, but the movements are nice and controlled. You want to feel those muscles working. Let's keep going. Keep going. Right and left. 4 more. Right. 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 And the last one. Good. Now both feet are flat on the floor again. Still behind your chairs. So now we're going to do a few lateral moves. So you're holding onto your chairs lightly. And your lateral moves will look like this and in. Right foot out and in. So you're stretching that right leg to the right as far as possible, and your toes are in the floor. And we hold it here. And left side, please. Get that left leg extended as much as possible. Good. Now both feet are back together again. And now we're going to step back a little bit. Step back as far as you feel comfortable. Let's just stretch back. Stretch. Stretch back. Now as you stretch back, I'm going to move my weight, so give me a moment. Good. So now as you stretch back, that right foot, toes are in the floor again. You decide if you want to just hold it here. You can decide to just hold it here. You'll feel that your glutes have lifted. If you want something a little more advanced, lift up that right leg. Allow the right toes to point towards the floor and hold it there. Your left knee is slightly bent. And you lower the right foot. Again, please be reminded, it's not necessary to lift that leg. We're on the left side now. Left toes are behind you. Good. You can hold it here or lift and hold. Right knee is bent slightly. And you lower. Good. How does that feel? All right, so that works your balance a bit as well. Okay, feeling all right? Ready to move on to the next one? Okay, we haven't done this one in a while. So I'm going to ask you to bring your feet about shoulder width apart this time. Toes are pointed forward. Shoulders are back. Chest is high and lifted. All right, so you're nice in alignment. Now let's open the right foot so that the toes are pointed towards your wall or pointed to the right. Left toes are still pointed forward. Find your center of gravity. You want to be nice and safe. Have that chair close in case you need it. Once you feel like you're nice and balanced, make sure your right knee is bent. So that right knee is bent. Lift the arms up. The arms come to about shoulder level. Your abdominal muscles are tight. So please look over your right fingertips. So you spread your fingers, and please look over your right fingertips. We're using about every muscle in the body. So let's hold this posture. It's good for balance. It's good for strengthening. Hold it here. Now let's raise those arms up. You raise your arms up. You hold it here, stretch up. Hydrate your spine, stretch up. Bring the right arm down. The back of the right hand will come inside the knee or below it, or if you want something a little less intense, it'll be above. You decide, and you're going to twist your torso to the left and hold it here. Breathe into it. Lower that left arm. Release the right hand. Turn those right toes back to the forward, back center and forward. Step together. Now you probably feel warmer now. And again, that's because you're using almost every muscle in your body. And so this is a excellent strengthening posture. So you're ready for the left side. Same thing, toes are pointed forward, feet are about shoulder width apart, shoulders are back. Once you're in alignment, then you open those toes. You bend that left knee. So the left knee is bent this time. And once you feel nice and balanced and comfortable, that's when you raise those arms up. They're about shoulder level. Fingertips are spread because you're going to be looking over the left fingertips. Hold your balance. You ready? Arms come up. They come up again. You stretch up toward the heavens, toward the ceiling. Stretch up. And then you bring that left arm down. It comes either inside the left knee, above it, or below. You decide your hand placement. Hold the stretch. Wonderful. Bring that right arm down. Release the left hand. Toes centered forward. Move around a little bit. Get everything flowing. Yeah, you're using a lot of energy today, I know. Move the shoulders a bit. Wonderful. Kind of tap a bit. That helps with the circulation, as I've shared with you before. If you need some water, please get some water. Okay. So now what we're going to do, some modified squats. And remember, with the modified squats, I'm going to give you a couple of options. And I'll show you here with my chair. If you prefer to have this chair behind you, then what you're going to do is you are going to lower towards the seat of your chair to the point that you're almost touching the seat of your chair, and then you're going to allow yourself to come back up to a standing position. So it'll look like this. If you're using your arms, they will extend forward. As you come towards that chair, you squeeze your glutes up. So it's an extension forward. It's a forward extension. You bend your knees as low as you feel comfortable. Squeeze the glutes. If you prefer, the arms can be here. They can be here. The important part that you squeeze those glutes as you're pulling up. You decide how many today. You decide how far you're going to bend the knees, and you decide how fast you're going to move. We'll do 8 more. It's 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're pressing back. Weight is in your heels. Good. That was 8. Great job. Great job. How are you feeling? Good. Okay, so I think it's time for some hip openers. And I'm going to give you a few options as it relates to these hip openers. If you prefer, just allow the right sole of your foot to come right inside the left elbow. Forgive me, the left ankle. What am I thinking? So the right sole of your foot will come inside your left ankle, if that's comfortable for you. If you would like to lift the leg a little higher and you just don't feel comfortable, lightly hold on to your chair and maybe lift that sole of your foot a little higher. You decide how high. You may want to help it and come up higher. Maybe you prefer it here, wherever. The important thing is you want to feel these deep hip flexors. So then once you decide where you're going to place your foot, you just gently give a little gentle pressure to activate the deep hip flexors. Your abdominal muscles are tight. And if you'd like to lift up, stretch up your arm, either the arm on the same side, which would be the right arm, or your left, depending on where you're standing as it relates to your chair. Then you can just stretch the spine a little bit more, and you hold that here. Just hold the posture. Breathe into it. This is a good way to open up those hips if they're feeling a little tight from sitting for long periods of time. And then you just lower the arm if you had it raised up, and you lower your foot, or you just remove it from inside your ankle if that was the case. You shift your weight from side to side, and then you do the same thing on the left. So the left sole of your foot is either going to be inside the right ankle, or you can lift it up a little higher. It's up to you. Give it a little pressure. Make sure you're activating those deep hip flexors. Again, you decide if you want to raise up that arm again, or just maybe have it here. It's up to you. Abdominal muscles, they're still tight. And you can feel those muscles are activated. Again, your arm, maybe you have it up here, stretching up toward that ceiling. That's wonderful. And maybe you're not holding on to the chair. That's up to you as well. That'll help you with your balance. You decide. And then you're just going to lower that left foot back to the floor, or you're going to remove it from inside that right ankle. Good. So that was a nice stretch for the hips, and it's really good also for working on balance. And we want to make sure that we not only get stronger, but we also have excellent balance as we're continuing on. So I know that you're still feeling good. Of course, we're probably not even maybe around halfway through. And so we know that the movements do become a little bit more intense as we continue. And then we will be going back to our chairs as we always do. So you may want to stretch your quadriceps a little bit. And so to do that, again, either you're going to hold the chair lightly if this is more comfortable for you, or if you don't need to hold on to the chair, then don't hold on to the chair. That'll help with your balance as well. And you'll feel the quadriceps. If you're going to hold on to the chair, just make sure that you're holding on enough to support you, and you feel those quadriceps being stretched. And then we just lower, and then you do the same thing on the left. Just bring that left ankle up behind you, and you'll feel the stretch in the quadriceps. Just stretch a bit. Again, you decide whether or not you're going to be holding on. It's up to you. And we lower. Good. So nice stretch, nice stretch, nice stretch. And we also want to remind you that if it's not comfortable for you to lift your ankle as we were doing, you can always just place your right knee into the chair, and that'll stretch, or your left knee into the chair. So it's up to you. There are always options. I don't want you to maybe not stretch a part of the body that needs to be stretched because it feels like the movement that I'm showing you is a little bit too challenging. Try to think of some things that you can do to still stretch that part of the body. And of course, I will give you suggestions as well, but just bringing your knees into the chair. And then I know that here's another movement that might be helpful for you. So I'll move this chair over a little bit again. And what you can do is just lift your left toes toward the ceiling, bend your right knee, and then press back. And you'll feel the hamstrings and the quadriceps stretch. You'll also feel your glutes. And you just press as low as you feel comfortable. And you hold that. And then what you do is you step back. You do the same thing. So the right toes are pointed toward the ceiling, and the left knee is bent now. You press back, and you hold that stretch. Good. And that's a nice stretch for the hamstrings and the quadriceps as well. So there are options available so that we're making sure that we address every area of the body that needs to be addressed. Okay, so we're going to keep moving. Just want to keep on moving. So behind the chairs again. And what we're going to do is lift up on the toes, alternating right and left, pressing back Really want to feel those lower body muscles all the way on the toe joints. You're bending your knees and they're moving forward, pressing back, side to side, and it's right to left. And we just keep going. Good. And again, you decide how fast. So you decide if you want to move a little bit faster or if you want to slow down a bit. As you are slowing down, and even as you're moving faster, bring those heels to the floor. So you're coming up on the toes, and then your heels are coming back on the floor. The knees are moving forward. You're pressing so that your glutes are pressing back. And it's side to side. Keep going. And we'll do just a few more at your own pace. Few more. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wonderful. Feet are back flat. And now we're just going to lift those knees. Lift them again. As you're holding your abdominal muscles tight, you are feeling the lower abdominal muscles work as well. So you're lifting and lowering. Please keep the abdominal muscles nice and tight so that you get a nice workout for your core area. Lifting, and you lift as high as you feel comfortable, only as high as you feel comfortable. 4 more. 2, 3. Wonderful. That's 4. All right, move around again, always moving. Keep everything flowing as it should be flowing. All right, we're going to extend the right leg forward and then back and then to the side and then back to the center. So forward, toes are forward, toes are behind you, lateral, feet are together. Forward, back, side, together. Forward, back, side, together. Left side. Forward, back, extend back as far as possible, to the side as far as possible, feet come together. Extend forward as far as possible, back, and then side and together. Last one. Back, side, feet are back together. Up on your toes. Wonderful. Again, forward, back, side, feet together. Side, 2 more. Back, side. Last one. Side, left side. Side, together. Forward, back, side. And last set. Forward, back, side, and together. Press those feet. Press them, toes are pointed forward. Arms come forward, just bend and back. Bend those knees. Three more. 2 more. Last one. Good. Wonderful. You ready to get back in your chairs? I think it's about time for us to get back in our chairs. And what we're going to do when we get back in our chairs, we'll do a little bit with the strap. So if you don't have it near you, would you get your strap, please? So I think it's time for a few side bends. If you're using a strap, either double it or just allow the entire length. The important thing is to just get your hand placement. Start out with your arms extended in front of you. And then please lift up the arms overhead. And then what we're going to do is just lean. So you're just going to lean to the side. Just lean all the way over to the side. And then you come back to center. And then you're going to lean to the left and back to center. And you lean to the side, the right side, and back to center and to the left back to center, and to your right, back to center. Let's do one more to the left. One more to the left, back to center, and one more to your right, and back to center. Arms come forward. Good. Take a break if you need to take a break. All right. And then place your right foot inside your strap, please. And then once you've placed it, reposition yourself in your chair if necessary. And what we're going to do is just lift up that leg. And again, you decide how high you're going to lift up the leg. It's just a nice lift, a nice stretch. Your abdominal muscles are tight. Spine is straight. You're still in alignment. And if you want to just lift here, that's fine. Lift here, that's fine. However high it feels comfortable for you, that's where you lift. You allow this strap to be used as your prop. However, if you're not using a strap, then you just lift. Just lift your leg up. Just lift. Whatever you can do today, that's good. All right, so we're going to lower it, bend that right knee, place the left foot now into the strap. Well, let's raise up that left leg. Toes are pointed toward the ceiling. Abs are tight. And you lower. And we're just going side to side. One more time on the right. Place your foot where it feels comfortable for you. Raise up. You'll feel the abdominal muscles working as you raise up that leg. And your toes are pointed forward. And lower the foot on the right side. And you do the same thing on the left. Just lift up. Always just adjusting your body, making sure you're in alignment. And then bend that knee and bring that left foot back to the floor. How's that feeling for you? Good. I'm going to do a few more hip openers while we're seated here. Remember your options. If you prefer something a lot less intense, just cross your right ankle over the left, and then you just gently use the palms of your hands to give some pressure inside your knees. And you just give that pressure until you feel the stretching of the deep hip flexors, and then you hold the pressure there. If you prefer something a little bit more intense, raise up the right leg so that the right ankle is behind the left knee, and you can give some pressure as well. And for even more intensity, you just lean forward. And as you lean forward, you keep your spine straight. And please keep your chin out of your chest. And you hold it here. Great hip opening exercise.
So this is where I realized that my microphone needs to be recharged. So I'll narrate over the last few minutes of the class. You're still here stretching on the right side. Now it's time to move to the left side. So you're going to bring that left ankle up behind the right knee or cross your ankles if that's more comfortable. Give a little pressure inside the knee or knees. And then as always, just lean forward if you want a little more intensity, keeping your chin out of your chest. And you'll feel this more in your glutes as you lean forward and you hold the stretch. Now lean back. If you were leaning forward, lower that foot back to the floor or uncross your ankles. And just tap out a bit, helping with that circulation. Always a good idea. Move your shoulders as well, coming up on those toes a bit, getting the toe joints involved in the movement. Lift that right leg, please. Your right toes are pointed toward the ceiling and you're lifting the left heel. So the right leg is extended and you're lifting the left heel. Now let's go to the other side. You lift the left leg and now you're lifting your right heel all the way on the toe joints. Lower the left leg. Come back into alignment. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to open up the right foot so that the toes are pointed to the right. Bring the right toes back to center And then you open up the left foot, left toes to the left, center, and alternate side to side. We're continuing with hip opening exercises. So you're opening the foot as wide as possible on each side to activate those deep hip flexors. Continue side to side, please. Side to side. Get those toes to the right and to the left. And you'll know if you've opened the foot wide enough, you'll feel the deep hip flexors are activated. And now the toes are centered. Checking your alignment as always. And you just want to be sure that you're really balanced in your chair and you're pressing into the seat of your chair. Your knees are over your ankles and your shoulders are underneath your ear tips. Abdominal muscles are tight as always. Inhale up. Let's exhale. Bring the arms to shoulder level. Please rotate your arms back. You decide how large of a movement. You also decide how fast you're going to move. Stop here and forward. Just a reminder, if you have any shoulder challenges, please be careful. Stop here. Arms come down to your sides. Palms are facing the heavens, the ceiling. Arms are lifted. Bring the arms back down. Palms now face the earth. Palms come forward. Open the arms wide. Forward. Try to get those arms to open as wide as possible. You'll feel as though the upper back muscles are forming a V when you open the arms wide. Feel that V formation. And then you come forward, bringing the palms together. Opening up the chest as well. Arms are overhead. Bring them down to your sides, please. And now just press down. Just press. You want to just pull your shoulders down so you press your palms toward the floor. Pull down the shoulders and then release. Move the shoulders around if you would. Good for the circulation of the synovial fluid. Reposition yourself in the chair. Toes are pointed forward. Abdominal muscles are tight. Now lift up the right arm, bend at the elbow, and now the right fingertips will rest on the left shoulder. This is a good stretch for your triceps. Good stretch for the triceps. The right arm will come back down to your side. Please raise the left arm, bend at the elbow. The left fingertips are now on the right shoulder. Let's release the left arm. Let's do it again on the right side, please. Feel those triceps, other muscles in the arm. Try to keep the spine straight. Right arm comes down. Left side again. Same thing. Release the arm, please. Back down to your side. Shake out the arms. Get your wrist into it. Inhale up. Arms come forward. Open the arms wide. This time, Allow the left arm to remain extended to your side. Bend your right arm at the elbow and bring the right palm to your chest. So the left arm is straight, extended, and the right arm is bending at the elbow, and the right palm is coming to the chest. Left side now. Right arm is extended. Bend the left elbow. Bring the left palm to your chest. Turn the palms down. Arms come back down to your sides. Shake out a bit. Always checking your alignment. Move the shoulders a little bit. Remember how important it is to get rid of any tightness or tension or stress in the shoulder area. So inhale and bring those shoulders up close towards your ears, and then bring the shoulders down. Inhale, shrug up towards your ears, and then you release the shoulders. And you're reminded that because most of the tension and tightness and stress is stored in the shoulders and the neck area, upper back, hips, that as you are moving these areas of your body, that you are helping that synovial fluid to flow. And if there's any blocked energy or stagnant fluids, helping to get everything back into the flow. And we're always working on keeping the abdominal muscles tight. We want a strong core, which includes the back. So we're always reminding you of your posture. The better the posture, the more oxygen you can get. And we need that oxygen in the blood. It oxygenates our cells, gives us more energy. It's also good for brain function. So you're just making sure that you're breathing in deeply enough to get to the lower lobes of your lungs. And then you want to make sure you're exhaling deeply. Bring the right knee, please, into your chest. You just lift as high as you feel comfortable and get that knee as close to the chest as possible. This is good for the lower back as well. Just hold that nice stretch. Let's alternate sides. Now you're on the left, right, left, right. Extend the right leg forward. The right heel of your foot is in the floor. Right toes are pointed toward the ceiling. Both palms are resting on the left thigh. Now let's extend the left leg forward. The left heel is in the floor. Left toes pointed toward the ceiling. The palms of both hands are now resting on the right thigh. Back to the right side, same thing, please. Just hold that stretch. Now back to the other side. Keeping the abdominal muscles tight even as you're stretching the lower body. And bring that leg back. That left leg is now back, and both of the feet are flat on the floor. Inhale up. As you exhale, fold forward. Palms are facing. Please get your chest as close to the top of the thighs as possible. Bring the arms behind you. Palms are facing the ceiling. Forward again and back. Only do what is comfortable for you. And now bring the upper body back to its neutral position. You're nice and centered here. Focusing on your breathing. Inhale up, bring the right arm behind the back of the chair. Left arm comes across your body. Please turn your head and look over the right shoulder. Torso is twisted toward the right. Please release the arm from across the body, the arm from behind the chair. You're centered. Inhale up. Left arm comes up behind the back of the chair. Right arm goes across your body. Please turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Now, let's release the arm from across the body, release from behind the chair. That's it. God bless you.